Hello, Divine Ones. This is Fairy Dust 1111. And I told you guys that I wanted to start this new series entitled Successful Sundays. And so, pretty much like kicking off the beginning of your week with a successful story. Manifest the life you desire. And so, eventually, what I want to happen is that for the divine ones to share success stories. It could be small to huge, using manifestation techniques, something good that has happened to them in their life that they feel very proud of. And this getting this energy up, this high vibration type of energy of feeling successful or accomplishing things in your life will rub off on each of us in that type of energy. And so actually on my Patreon page, I did just post a video about how energy works and working with energy, how to protect your energy, how to raise your energy and all that stuff like that. So this is a good technique of how to raise your energy. And so you know that your emotions, which is energy in motion, will actually help to draw and magnetize things towards you. So if you're in like a negative type of mood, self-defeating type of mood, then you're going to produce that. And so no different than electricity that you conduct, you will conduct that type of energy towards you. And so we want to get our vibration up really high, believe in ourselves and believe in the things that we can manifest. So this is a good technique on how to do so, because energy is contagious. Like if I come around you and my energy is low, that can affect your energy. And it's the same thing going the opposite way. So I wanted to start this series to help kick off our week on a good start, on a good foot. So as of right now, I mean, people have, emailed me and inboxed me about some of their success stories and stuff, but none of them have actually said they wanted to share. So as of right now, unless somebody wants to share, you can always inbox me on Instagram or either on Facebook. You can message me and you can either do it with your name or either say, I want to be known as anonymous. And either you want to be known as anonymous, that's completely fine. So for right now, being that I don't really have any stories that I have permission to share from the divine ones, I will actually just share like a little small accomplishment for myself this week. And then I also will share one from a famous individual. So what I have to share, it's not completely manifested as of yet, but I know it's coming. So I want to actually do this full time and move into the arena of teaching and helping, individuals, especially the divine ones, to come into union, first of all, with themselves, so that way they can start to manifest the life in which they desire, but as well, so they can also, join in union with their divine partner. And so I was sort of kind of had to stop working anyway because like I was having back problems with the pregnancy and stuff, and plus it's coming close to my due date. But anyways, so I haven't been working in my regular job for about three weeks, and so with that being said, is that I have been, doing this, working on the channel, aka the ministry, the mission. And then I went ahead and I started a Patreon page. And so I started it, which was one accomplishment, which it took some research and actually putting it together and doing that. And then so it was just sitting there. I have been posting things on there, but it's the way how it's set up. You have to have people like that actually follow you go there. So it's not like a site that people will search for individuals to support. It already has to be like based off of social media. And being that I don't really like social media, the only social media I really engage in is here on YouTube and then Instagram. The rest of them I don't really care too much for. As an empath, it's too much energy for me. And so anyways, I would have to say that thankfully I acted as if like I already had individuals on the site, patrons. And by doing that and knowing that it was coming, that I did actually officially have some individuals actually join today. So that was good. So that's actually, something that I'm really proud of and I'm really happy and excited for. And so I know that there's more to come. It may be just a small, like little accomplishment, but it's still something that's moving towards a step towards where I really want to go. And I just wanted to share that. And then, so the individual that's famous that I want to share, which I didn't realize how famous he was until I watched the biography last night, is Fred Rogers. So from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And he actually has affected like millions of lives, like, you know, with children. And so initially when he first started, when he had the vision, television was just coming into like the forefront, moving from radio. And with that being said, like that it was no children's programming. And the children's program that they had, it was really mundane. And so he wanted to use that as far as an educational way of how to educate and inspire children, because at that time, you know, it was no childhood development programs at all. Now we have a plethora of them. And so he was like the pioneer and the forefather of children's development and pairing children's development along with entertainment. So that's the reason why we have stations like Nickelodeon and Disney that actually has tapped into the arena of educational and emotional aspects of child development. And it was one scene that came on. It was actually the movie that I rented. It was a documentary, and I do love documentaries and like biographies and stuff. And so I have seen this scene before where someone had posted it online, but I watched the entire full scene. So at that time, Nixon, he was, I believe it's Nixon, one of them presidents or something like that. They were cutting back on child funding, you know, funding for entertainment for children as well as educational development for children. And so the guy, they showed the whole scene where I believe he was an official for the actual president, instead of the president handling the meeting himself. And so the guy was like, I don't want to hear anymore. I've already made up my mind, da da da. And so Mr. Rogers said, you know, I still would like to speak. And so what he did, and he just kept this cool demeanor. He always had this like, he's always have had this like really cool type of demeanor. And I did not know that he was actually a minister as well. And so like he shared how it influences children and how children will grow up to be adults, and what they learn in their childhood, they will carry on to their adulthood. And then he recited words to a song that he written pertaining to the show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And so he was able to convince this guy that already had this senator or government official who already had his mind made up to cut the funding for the children's program, to actually give him $20 million so that way he can continue and grow the ministry. And he had a true passion for what he was doing, like a true passion. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, instead of just having just a job, you know, it's like stepping into your divine purpose. And that was his divine purpose. Because of that, you have had so many lives that were touched by what he was doing. And he's just was like, I encourage people that, you know, like biographies or whatever, to like, you know, go check out some of the stuff that he's done. He actually even took a hiatus from the children's programming, and he did some adult work in which he was going to prisons, and he was going to troubled neighborhoods and having like counseling sessions being filmed, which this was never, ever even thought of in his day. You know, you may have talk shows now or types of shows, counseling shows and stuff, where they go to prisons, or either they go to adolescent homes, or, you know, they document all this type of stuff and they try to do some type of intervention. And so he was working with adults, and this was something that he was led to do, and, you know, counseling them and bringing out the inner child within them. And so that way that inner child can be healed. Just beautiful, just beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps, you know. And so being that he had a passion for it, and this was his divine purpose, he was being led by the Spirit to do what he was doing. And so that's the reason why he was so successful. And it was not just by, money standpoints. It was by, you can see in the work in which he did, and how you could see the fruits of his labor. And those fruits of his labor actually touch millions of lives. And so this is what I'm talking about, the difference between your job can be your passion, your mission, your ministry. It should be. And for those that may be sort of kind of hesitant of stepping out, you may have like a calling on something. And of course, always use your own intuition, aligning with your divine purpose of when the proper timing is for you to step out on that limb. But, just to have hustle, quote unquote, for a paycheck, but it's no type of fulfillment from that, besides just having money that 9 times out of 10 you're going to splurge anyway on stuff. And stepping out on the knowing, I call it, and know that God will take care of your needs, and above, exceedingly and above all that you can think and ask. And believe me, the rewards will far outweigh the tangible rewards, but those tangible rewards will also come as well. And so it's backwards the way how they teach individuals. Is like, go after the tangible goods and you will be fulfilled. It's the other way around. You go after those spiritual fulfilling types of that will be fulfilled. The spiritual aspects and goals and stuff will fulfill you, and being fulfilled in that emotional fulfillment. Remember, emotions, energy, emotion will help magnetize things towards you. And so using him as an example, that he was so passionate and so deeply connected to what he was doing, and those emotions that he had driven him to do what he was doing, but also to the magnetized $20 million, in which he used for the show. Of course, he probably had a budget in that too for his homely goods, for him to take care of his family and stuff. But that's how he did it, by magnetizing it towards him, because he used the law. It goes beyond the law of attraction. It's some things I'm going to have to do a video about that. But for the basic, simple way of how to explain it, using the law of attraction, and using the emotions to magnetize and manifest. He was able to manifest his dreams, literally his dreams. And so if you decide to go check out his biography, you will see like how his childhood pain helped to propel him for his mission. So this is also another testimony too of like how things you may go through is just preparing you for your mission in life. And so I've gotten to the point where I never was really bitter. However, it was like this unsettling type of energy that was under the surface. And so this stuff has been brought up to be, healed. And so the more that it comes up, the more that it's like, wow, you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have took it back. I wouldn't have took it back, because it helps prepare me and to be able to fully empathize with other individuals and fully understand. It has set me on my correct path. And so this is just like, something I wanted to start. I know it got a little, a little deep. And let me actually say a quick quote. And this is just a loose quote because it's not necessarily, I'm not reading it. And so one of the quotes that he said, he was saying when he was a little boy and he would see in the newspaper scary news, that he would go to his mother, and his mother would say, always look for the helpers. The helpers will always be there to help you. And so that stuck out to me, because like, your helpers, who are the helpers? And I was more so thinking on a spiritual aspect. What are the energies, the perceptions, the angels, the spirits, whatever you want to call it, that are around you? Are they really helping or hindering you? Are they really helping you or hindering you? Okay? Are they helping to set you on your path? And I'm not talking about, oh, they do things for you to make it easier in your life. That can also be a hindrance. Are they really activating change in your life to set you on your divine purpose, for you to align with your divinity and really manifest the things in which you desire, which is the higher desire, the desire that comes from the divine self. That's what I mean by desire. Okay. And so, you guys, if you could hit the like button as well as leave a comment, something that you are feeling exuberant about, something that sets you on fire, that you're passionate about. And the more that we start to share and raise our vibration, put our energy, our emotions, which is energy and motion, towards things that we really want, the more that they will start to come to us because we can feel it. And that's what really, really is the trick to manifestation, about the feelings that come from the actual, if you will, imagination. And that helps ground it. And the more comments and likes that a video has, the more the YouTube will push it. And so this is something that I'm referring, when I say myself, it's not like for to be greedy. I'm talking about my higher self, the passion that has been put inside of me to help individuals and help the divine ones, it help anybody really. I've always had that type of passion, so that it can reach more, and so we can grow the community, so we can all come together and really like just take over, but not take over like that, but more so be able to step in our divine purpose, and it will just spread like wildfire. That's what I see, like wildfire. And so that type of passion, and really freeing individuals. And so if you guys can do that, and if you guys, for those that have given the 613 Higher Wisdom, Higher Knowledge Energetic Exchange, also known as a donation, thank you very much. That link is down below. And for as little as $1.11 a month, that you can join my Patreon page. And so I have different tiers in which I offer like free readings, and then a lot of the material will be posted over there first and then posted over here, or either it will just be exclusive, like exclusive lives or exclusive material that will just be like on the Patreon page, but it will help continue so that I can start to do more work in the community, the collective, the connected. And if you guys want to check out my services, those are also listed down below. And if those are for reading, and I'm also about to add on some other types of services and stuff. I don't know if I should call it services or if I should call it what, I don't know. I guess services probably would be probably the best word. But love you guys much. And if you found this information important, or somebody that can benefit from it, feel free to share it on your social media accounts. And I am on Facebook, although all I do is when I post things, I post it from my Instagram page. So I don't even bother with it. It's too much. It's just too much. It just feels so overwhelming. It sounds weird, but it does feel overwhelming. And I do post things on Twitter, but I don't have a feed. I follow like 2 people, and it's just too much also. So I would just post something on there and then I get right off. And of course, I'm on Instagram, which is cool. I like Instagram, and I like YouTube. So anyways, you guys, just a couple updates. I'm working on trying to do like a live at least 5 days a week, maybe starting off with 3, possibly. Let me see. Maybe possibly where we integrate like a Bible study, a Twin Flame Starseed Bible study. And you already know I am not traditional, so I am not going to come with the traditional type of stuff. Okay. And like astrology mixed with tarot as a divination type of tool, and channeled messages, and chat type of thing. I'm still trying to work out those details on how to exactly do it. But feel free, to leave comments and suggestions or anything like that. Quotes are always good. Updates with you, and not just with your divine masculine or your divine partner, your divine feminine, but with you personally. This is about you stepping into your power. Okay? So I love you guys much. All right, peace.